Hey guys, it's Will. It's Hong Kong Cinema Appreciation Society. Welcome back to the channel. I have a special guest in the video. This is my dog. Say hi, Braddock. Her name is Braddock. She doesn't want to look at the camera. She doesn't really like being held that much. I don't think she's having a lot of fun, but I'm recording in the garden and she just ran over and jumped on my lap. She's like, let me go. No, you're going to be a YouTube star. Look at the camera. She doesn't want to look at the camera. Say hi. All right, good girl. I'm going to put you down, okay? Don't bump the tripod. There you go. Guest spot, cameo from my dog. What are we talking about today? The Blu-ray Wars. Also, if you're new to the channel, welcome here and thank you for finding us. I hope you're doing well. If you want to give us a sub and a thumbs up and all that fun stuff, it would be much appreciated. A big shout out to our patrons, as I always say, because they're really the reason that this channel runs in terms of being able to buy the releases and review them and stuff like that. That's where the money comes from. So thank you so much. And if you feel like signing up, the lowest tier we have is $2 a month, and then there's $5 a month, and you get exclusive content and early release content and all kinds of stuff like that. So go check that out. So the Blu-ray Wars, update number 2. Spectrum Films posted on Facebook, or not Facebook, excuse me, Instagram. Spectrum Films is the company out of France. They posted an image of artwork for God of Gamblers. There wasn't really any information in the post, but I got some questions about it on Instagram, like, hey, because I shared the post, like, do you know what's going on with this, blah, blah, blah. So I emailed Spectrum. The Spectrum Films God of Gamblers release will have 6 movies in it, okay? So it's 5 God of Gamblers films, and then from what I understand, they're including the first Wong Jing film as like maybe a bonus feature. So that's the Spectrum Films release, and people got really excited about that, especially people who speak French and Cantonese, because they're like, this is perfect for me, because, you know, Spectrum is a French company and they don't do English language options on their releases. I do have a bunch of Spectrum Blu-rays. I did a whole video on their label before, and I showed off a bunch of releases from them, and I put clips in there. The stuff looks incredible. Some of the bonus features are actually in English, and then they subtitle them into French, so there is English accessible bonus material. And so what I do with those films is I rip them onto my computer, and then I put English subtitle tracks on them, and then I have them, because they release a lot of stuff that other people around the world are really not releasing. So a big shout out to Spectrum, and I'm super excited about that release. But then 88 Films just dropped today. I think it was today they dropped the information. Today is the 28th of October, that they will be putting out God of Gamblers from the 88 Asia collection in March of 2023. Now, it has not been announced whether that will be a Region A release or a Region B release. 88 Films being a UK company, and the fact that it didn't say in the release that I didn't see it in there. Maybe someone does know, and you can leave it in the comments. I didn't see any information about whether it was this region or that region, so my assumption would be it's Region B, because usually they say if it's a Region A release because they're typically associated with Region B releases. So I don't really know what's going on with that. I know, as far as I know, the bonus features for both of these films, or both of these releases rather, have not been announced. All we know is that they are both coming out. So this is huge, because God of Gamblers is like one of those classic late 80s, and came out in 89, Hong Kong films starring Chow Yun-fat, that so many people, like literally last week I was having a conversation with someone on Instagram about whether or not I knew whether these films were coming out. At least once a month since I started doing my Instagram account, which was 5 years ago, someone asks me if I know if that film is coming out. For certain people of a certain age, people who like a certain type of movies, people are huge Chow Yun-fat fans, that is like one of the absolute holy grail movies that they want on an excellent Blu-ray edition from one of these labels. So this is like a major day that these announcements are now out. We're getting it in 2 different territories with multiple language options, obviously, because one of the companies is French and one of them is British. And this is, to me, this just feels like a really monumental kind of like, and maybe we're really going to start getting into more Chow Yun-fat films from the labels, which would be like a wet dream for me, because really after Jackie Chan, Chow Yun-fat is my absolute favorite. And I just absolutely love him. I love his acting ability, his screen persona, his charisma, his humor, his kindness. Like, he's just one of the greatest. I mean, I really think he is one of the greatest movie stars of all time. And if I were to rank my favorite action stars of all time, he's top. It would be him and Jackie. I don't know who I would pick as 1 or 2, but like, and then Arnold would probably be number 3, and like that's it for me. Like, he's just the best. He's the best. And so I would be really excited if we got more into. Obviously, the John Woo films are like a whole other can of worms because of the licensing issues and all that shit. And like movies like City on Fire have those same kind of rights issues. But there are a lot of Chow Yun-fat films out there that maybe we'll start to see coming from these labels. So that would be just incredible. And you know, heroic bloodshed is really probably my favorite genre of Hong Kong films, apart from whatever you would call, you know, the Jackie Samo type of movies in the 80s, like those modern set action movies with comedy and martial arts and that kind of stuff, like police story type movies, you know. That and Heroic Bloodshed, those are really my favorites. So we start getting more of those films, I would be over the moon excited. So my name is Will. This is Hong Kong Cinema Appreciation Society. This is a Blu-ray Wars update. I'm reporting from the front lines. I hope you enjoyed the cameo from my dog. And yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.